Today is starting to feel like one of the wildest days I've ever experienced covering the San Francisco 49ers back when I started doing this in 2018. The amount of information that is spilling onto Twitter is almost overwhelming in regards to rumors, fake sources, real insiders, fake insiders. It's absolutely insane. So I've been trying my best to weed through it all and try to give you guys the most pertinent information regarding all this noise. That is my goal. I'm not trying to perpetuate rumors, perpetuate anything. I am simply sharing with you what I see as pertinent information and letting you decide what you want to do with it. Well, we have some more information now coming from Matt Barrows of The Athletic, and he is confirming some of the rumors that we have heard circulating in the last 24 48 hours. So let's go through this little blurb from his post in The Athletic, and you can see right here. He says multiple teams have contacted the San Francisco 49ers with interest in trading for wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk, but so far nothing has been agreed to, a league source told The Athletic on Monday. So this is absolutely in line with kind of what we've been sharing with you in regards to the initial report that was dropped by Cam Marino earlier today that set all of this on fire. There's a reason why I wanted to bring that report to you, because I knew there were going to be further responses and reactions to it as the day went on, and we are getting it just now. So not only have we heard from Mike Garafolo, Tom Palacero, and Jordan Schultz of Bleacher Report that no trade has been agreed to, you now have a fourth well trusted source saying that no trade has been agreed to. Matt Barrows, legit. We know this. We're 49er fans. He's on the beat. We know how non clickbaity Matt Barrows is. He's the opposite of clickbait. He only reports factual information and things that he's hearing that can be substantiated. So I feel very comfortable with where we currently stand of no trade has been agreed to. However, that doesn't mean we are out of the weeds, and there is still room to be on alert for a potential Brandon Aiyuk trade. And as you can see, as Matt Barrows continues to go on, he says Aiyuk trade talks, a hot topic approaching the draft in April, heated up again recently as 49ers ended their second week of training camp, no closer to a deal with their top wide receiver. So Matt Barrows is telling us right there that a deal isn't happening as it stands right now, at least for the current time being. Again, things can change, but as it stands right now, this has been the common theme of what we've heard from people who are credible, who are plugged in, who do this for a living, have said that there is no deal in place, and in fact aren't closer to a deal than what they were at maybe even months ago. So Barrows goes on to say over the weekend, the Cleveland Browns, New England Patriots were the top suitors, according to multiple reports. On Monday, the Pittsburgh Steelers resurfaced as a possible destination. So, all that smoke, all that smoke that we have been talking about has just been confirmed. Matt Barrows is confirming that the Cleveland Browns, New England Patriots, and Pittsburgh Steelers have been in conversation with the San Francisco 49ers about a Brandon Aiyuk trade. So nothing is done, nothing is completed, but the conversations are happening. And based just on this little blurb, what my takeaway is that the 49ers are closer to a potential trade than they are to an extension with Brandon Aiyuk. So again, this is a very fluid situation. This is now a report that I'm sharing with you. Prior, when I shared the breaking news information, I had explicitly said, I'm not sharing this as a report. I'm sharing this as a form of awareness because I knew these things were going to be following. So now, as that information was presented, we are now starting to get real information and we're starting to get more credible sourced information from trusted journalists and media representatives. So this is all part of the story if you have been following along at home. So, and we saw this from Matt Mayoko yesterday, where he had sorted other folks about the Cleveland situation. Remember, Mary Kay Cabot talked about how there is a likely framework available to allow a Brandon Aiyuk trade for a Mari Cooper trade. That was something that she was talking about. We've also heard rumors that Brandon Aiyuk has been turning down trades and is rumored to have turned down a trade to Cleveland and maybe even the same with the Patriots. So we don't really know what is happening right now, but what we have found out today is that this connection between the Pittsburgh Steelers, 49ers, and Brandon Aiyuk has picked up steam. Now, as you can see, Matt Barrows is pointing directly to it and saying, this is a possible destination. It does kind of feel like Cleveland and New England have maybe dried up a little bit, at least for the time being, but it kind of puts into context that although I think all these reports are true that a deal hasn't gotten done, two things can be true at once. A deal is not done, but they're still talking about a deal. And also, in that same light, it feels like a deal actually getting Brandon Ayuk to an extension feels further away than an actual trade. That's my read. That's the way that I'm interpreting this situation. Again, you can be interpreting it something completely differently, and I want to hear from you if you are interpreting it differently, but just based on all the information that we've been gathering today and it's a literal firestorm of sourced reports, and I think this kinds of pushes us back to just having to rely on people that we've relied on in the past. Although there's new people coming out who can be accurate, who can be right, in the end, I think as it stands right now, this situation just reminds me and pushes me back to we really have to just be patient until someone who does this for a living, Matt Barrows, confirms and figures out this information for a living. It's his job. Just like the main insiders that have put this out as well, saying no deal is done. Now, the tone with them as well is that doesn't mean a trade isn't going to happen. So still, even with this information, we are still in a wait and see period. I think, again, for me, this is helping me interpret that a trade is a real potential. It just hasn't happened yet. And those teams that have been rumored were actually accurate. It just hasn't happened yet. So, what will happen? That's where you come in. And I want to hear from you in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.